Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Man, February was a great month of reads for me. We wrapped up our first Chapter Zero book club manga series of the year. I finished one of Urasawa's series, got back into comics, found a new auto-buy author, and ended the month with a reread of one of my favorite books of all time. So let's talk about what I read in February. First up was Blood on the Tracks, volumes 12 through 17. This was a Chapter Zero manga book club read. We started the series in January and we finished it mid-February. This was our first official series that we read all the way through for this year. The series was excellent. The emotional themes, the toxic mother-son dynamic, it was disturbing but grounded in a psychological way. This series actually made me appreciate the relationship I had with my mother even more because I realized not too many people have that same mother-son dynamic as me and mine have. I really enjoyed the ending. Not every series needs a fairy tale ending, and this was really a realistic ending that I enjoyed. It really touched on how people deal with emotional and mental abuse and how they can heal from it. This was a great series, but reading it made me understand that it's not going to stay in my collection because I will not reread this series again. After that read, I wanted to get back into comics again, and there was no better way than to start with my favorite superhero, Black Panther. This is also one of my favorite Black Panther runs by Ta-Nehisi Coates, Black Panther, A Nation Under Our Feet. I love how political this run gets. We see T'Challa wrestle with being a king first and a superhero second. Wakanda is on the brink of a civil war, and the question that this run continues to ask us is how is a ruler supposed to deal with that? Coates really weaves in a lot of political ideology, leadership pressure, and social commentary. It reminded me why I love this character so much. This was the way to get me back into comics, and now I'm definitely going to continue collecting. I have to build up my Black Panther collection. The next thing that I read was Pluto's Volume 6, Volume 7, and Volume 8. Now, this was a series I was really procrastinating to finish. But once I got into that flow state and locked in on these last three volumes, man, what a ride I was on in this series. These last three volumes, I loved everything about it. Urasawa uses the robots and the mecha fights as a backdrop to how he is exploring human nature and what it means to be human and inhumane. And we see how robots are more human than their counterparts. It's tragic, it's compassionate, and it deals with emotions like anger, hate, sadness, and love. This was a beautiful series, and I cannot wait to lock in on the anime adaptation. Now, my first novel of the month was All the Sinners Bleed. I had checked that out from the library, and I absolutely love everything about that book. I will be buying the book because it has earned its spot in my collection. Just off this one novel alone, S.A. Cosby has become an auto-buy author for me. I love thrillers, but I usually do not read detective stories, and All the Sinners Bleed changed my whole mindset on that. As a southern guy from Texas, it felt like home. The rural communities, the social commentary on racism, the social tension, it all hit. The cat and mouse game was insane, and it had me on the edge of my seat throughout the entire novel. I can't wait to get into more S.A. Cosby's works. This was definitely my favorite read of 2026 so far. The next read I had was Innocent by Shinichi Sakamoto. This one blew me away visually. The artwork was stunning. This was probably by far the best art that I've read in a long time. As a history buff, seeing the executions from the executioner's point of view was outstanding to me. I'm going to be pausing this series for now, but I am definitely going to be checking out more of Sakamoto's works. My last manga reads for the month was Happiness by Shuzo Oshimi. This is volumes 1 through 6. These are library copies, and I flew through them. As a physical reader, I need the full set ASAP. Just off these 6 volumes alone, I know that I want this series in my collection. It's about vampires, super disturbing, super addictive, and Oshimi's art is just insane in these volumes. So because I'm a physical reader, definitely have to pause until I can find the full set. But once I do, I'm going to be finishing 7 through 10, and we'll have a full series breakdown on this channel. Just look at these covers. I am super lit about this series. And then I ended my month with Hyperion. This was a reread that I've been putting off since December, and I'm super happy I locked in. This is one of my favorite books of all time, with one of my favorite antagonists in all of fiction, the Shrike. This reread made me appreciate this story a lot more, the structure, the themes, and the depth. And I cannot wait to do a full breakdown review of the series on this channel. Overall, February reads was structured and planned. I'm going to be carrying that same energy into March. If you're into manga, thriller, sci-fi, and comics, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. And that was my February wrap up. Y'all have a good one.